Boker Tov. Good morning and Shavua Tov. It's meaningful and wonderful to be here with you this morning. It's good to see everyone coming in. And it was very meaningful to take our big step toward Yamim Noraim last night with our moving, beautiful Slichot experience. Good morning, Fern. Good morning, Lance. It's wonderful to see you here together this morning. Anita, good morning. Hope you enjoyed being there online last night. And Annette and Sean. And it's wonderful to see all of you. Also Sandra and Alan and Marion, to one, to all, Boker Tov. And I'm Rabbi Michael Dolgan. Welcome to Temple Sinai Congregation of Toronto's daily opportunity to connect, to reflect, and to remember. And so let us start this last full week of this year with words of gratitude, because gratitude is a beautiful starting place for every day and for the year that has been. Please join me in Hebrew and English. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher yatzar et ha'adam bechokma, uvarah vo nekavim nekavim, chalulim chalulim, galui v'yadua lifnei chisech vodecha, shemipatech echad mehem, o yisatem echad mehem, אי-אפשר להתקיים ולעמוד לפניך. ברוך אתה אדוני, רופא כל בשר, umafli lasot. Blessed eternal God, creator of the universe, you have fashioned our bodies with wisdom, creating within us a finely balanced network. To stand before you in prayer is itself a fragile miracle. Eternal God, we praise you as the healer of body and spirit. Let's join together in acknowledging the gift of our neshama, our soul, the inbreathed spirit, the part of us, so says Rav Chaim Volozhiner, a brilliant writer about the spiritual life of the Jews, the Jewish people, that the soul is the piece of us that always remains with God. That when we are awake to fully who we are, created in the divine image, that we, in fact, always are in contact with the Holy One, the Creator. The soul that you have given me, O God, is a pure one. You have created and formed it, breathed it into me, and within me you sustain it. So long as my soul is within me, I will give thanks to you, eternal my God and God of my ancestors, source of all creation, sovereign of all souls. We praise you, eternal God, in whose hand is the power of all life and the spirit of all flesh. Please join me, la'asok b'divrei Torah, to commit and recommit to the joy of learning and deepening our insight into our tradition, our world, ourselves. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah. Va'arev na Adonai Eloheinu et divrei Toratcha b'finu, ובפי עמך בית ישראל, ונהיה אנחנו וצאצאינו, וצאצאי עמך בית ישראל, כולנו יודעי שמך, ולומדי תורתך לשמה. ברוך אתה, אדוני, המלמד תורה לעמו ישראל. אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור. These are the obligations whose value cannot be measured. They nourish us in this world and help us to create the world to come. Kibud av va'em, to honor fathers and mothers. Ugmilut chasadim, to perform acts of love and kindness. Vashkamat bet midrash shacharit v'arovit, to attend the house of study morning and evening. V'achnasat orchim, to welcome the stranger. Uvikur cholim, to visit the sick. V'achnasat kala, to provide for brides and grooms. V'vayat hamed, to keep faith with the dead. V'yun tefillah, to pray with sincerity. V'hava'at shalom ben adam lechavero, to make peace when there is strife. V'tamud Torah k'neged kulam, and the study of Torah is equal to them all. Well, let us continue our voyage into this new week with words of gratitude. We talked last night, really on Shabbat services yesterday, about the power of words, the power of positive words to create a positive existence, and the power of words of hate and dehumanization to pave the way for violence as they represent an element of violence themselves. And so let's join together in Baruch She'amah with this prayer that acknowledges that words were used by the Divine One to create the world, and that we, created in the divine image, do something very similar. Please join me in Hebrew and English. Baruch She'amah v'haya ha'olam. Blessed is the one who speaks that we might listen. Blessed is the one who acts that we might be witnesses. Baruch Hu Baruch Shemo. Blessed is the one who decides that we might accept. Blessed is the one who has mercy that we might live. Baruch she'amar v'haya ha'olam. Blessed is the one who removes the darkness that we might see. Blessed is the one who lives forever that we might believe. Blessed is the one who saves and delivers that we might be redeemed. And we continue with Mizmor L'Todah, a psalm to say thank you, and one that calls out to the whole world. Hario l'Adonai kol haaretz. It reaches out to us and says, let your voice ring in all the earth. Let all the earth sing to the eternal. Find joy in service of the sacred. May every word lead to an encounter with the divine presence. May we sense the Holy One within us and in all creation. Discover sacred purpose in every moment. The eternal is our infinitely capable creator. God forms our purpose and potential. Enter the gates with gratitude. Bring praise and thanks and bless the divine name. The divine love of the eternal allows us to find good in everything and strengthens the faith of each generation. And every generation of the Jewish people has expressed its faith through the affirmation of Shema Yisrael. These words that come both from the book of Dvarim, the book of Deuteronomy, and the last paragraph from the book of Numbers, that affirm that through the divine, each of us is not alone. Each of us is connected and unified and can be with the whole people of Israel, and that all human beings created in the divine image share a unity as long as we accept it and magnify it in this world. And so we affirm that we do that, and that doing that must be done ve'ahavta, through love, through loving the world and others in it in order to demonstrate our love of the eternal. Please join me. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavecha ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל ואמרת עליהם, ויעשו להם ציצית על כנפי בגדיהם לדורותם. ונתנו על ציצית הכנף פתיל תכלת, והיה לכם לציצית, וראיתם אותו. וזכרתם את כל מצוות אדוני, ועשיתם אותם, ולא תטו אחרי לבבכם, אחרי עיניכם, אשר אתם זונים אחריהם, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. Well, finding ourselves as we do at the beginning of a new week, it is the appropriate day and time for us to mark that new week, to recite a prayer of separation and transition. This prayer, really the beginning part of Havdalah. It was an opportunity to start each week by being aware of the perspective that God has given us, that we have the divine ability to look and to see and to understand and to make distinctions between right paths and dangerous ones, between good and evil, but among different goods, that it is our job to see the different choices there are in our world and to make choices that allow us to live out our potential, and that in that same way that also help us build a world for those who come after us. Please join me in Hebrew and English of the Havdalah prayer. אתה חוננתנו למדע תורתך, ותלמדנו לעשות חוקי רצונך, ותבדל אדוני אלוהינו, בין קודש לחול, בין אור לחושך, בין ישראל לעמים, בין יום השביעי לששת ימי המעשה. אדוני אלוהי ואלוהי אבותיי ואמותיי, החל עלינו הימים הבאים לקראתנו לשלום, מנוקים מכל עוון ומדובקים ביראתך, ברוך חונן הדעת. You have graciously given us the chance to know your Torah and taught us to observe your laws. Eternal, our God, you have allowed us to see the distinctions between holy and ordinary, between light and dark, between Israel and other nations, and between the seventh day and the 6 days of work. Eternal, my God, God of my fathers and mothers, may the days to come bring peace, free of wrongdoing and filled with reverence. Blessed is the generous source of intelligence. We are truly privileged to be equipped to see our world as it is, and to apply these distinctions in meaningful ways. One of those ways is acknowledging, even as the war in Gaza grinds on, acknowledging the terror and the violence of war, while making a distinction between that and the genocidal acts and intentions of terrorists such as Hamas. And so, as we begin this new week, we recite our prayer for the soldiers of the IDF, called painfully again and again to defend the state and to seek to return the hostages or create the condition for their return, a necessary element of the ability of Israel to continue forward in the kind of basic security that all peoples need and deserve. Please join me. מי שברך אבותינו אברהם יצחק ויעקב ואמותינו שרה רבקה לאה ורחל, הוא יברך את חיילי צבא ההגנה לישראל ושאר מגיני ימינו העומדים על משמרתם. ישמרם הקדוש ברוך הוא ויצילם מכל צרה וצוקה ומכל נגע ומחלה, וישלח ברכה בכל מעשה ידיהם, ויקוים בהם הכתוב, וכיתתו חרבותיהם לעתים, וחניתותיהם למזמרות, לא יישאו גוי אל גוי חרב, ולא ילמדון עוד מלחמה, וישבו איש תחת גפנו, ותחת תאנתו, ואין מחריד ונאמר, Amen. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless the soldiers of the IDF and all who stand on guard for us. May the Holy One guard them against all difficulty and distress, injury, and illness. May all of their actions bring blessing, fulfilling the prophet's words. Let them beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Let nation not lift up sword against nation, and may they learn war no more. May all sit under a vine or a fig tree, with none to make them afraid, and together we say, Amen. Well, just as we acknowledge those who are at risk, we acknowledge those who are ill, or isolated or unwell or injured, whether they be in our own family and circle of friends and community, or halfway across the world, trying to recover. And so, as we turn to this prayer, we do so with an awareness and with a connection to those around us. And so, for the hostages, 709 days that the world has allowed them to languish in captivity. And we will continue to raise our voices for them, as well as for all those who are ill or injured or isolated or unwell. And so for those names that have been given to me and given to Temple, for those names that have been placed in the chat in this and other services, we turn to these words of refuah. מי שברח אבותינו אברהם יצחק ויעקב ואמותינו שרה רבקה לאה ורחל, הוא ירפא את כל מכותינו. יהי רצון מלפניך אדוני אלוהינו, להחלימם ולרפאותם, וישלח לנו מהרה רפואה שלמה ועטרת שלום, ונאמר Amen. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless and heal all who suffer. May it be the divine will to provide healing and strength. Reveal to us the holiness of life, the wholeness of shalom, and let us say together, Amen. It's extremely meaningful to have this opportunity to connect and reflect. And now we take the time to remember, recalling those who died in recent days and weeks, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have taken into our hearts with our own. And so in the last 30 days, in the period of Shloshim, we extend our condolences to the families of Beatrice Rose Liss, Judy Tessler, Lainey Kaplan Page, Aaron Sherman, Elaine Sina, Philip Starkman. And it is our sad duty to report the death of our member Faye Manor, wife of Dan Manor, mother of Boaz, Tammy, Yael, and Wendy. The funeral will take place today at 3 p.m. from Benjamin's Park Memorial Chapel. Additional information is available on their website. We also remember all victims of war and terror, including terror victims Idan Shtivi, Ilan Weiss, Yosef David, Sarah Mendelson, Levi Yitzchak Pash, Yaakov Pinto, Mordechai Milk Steinzag, Israel Metzner, and those IDF soldiers whose lives have been sacrificed, have been lost in these past 30 days. Ori Gerlich, Ariel Lubliner, Uri Lamed, Amit Aria Regev, Gadi Kotal, Matan Abramovitz. And on Yahrzeit, on the anniversary of their deaths, on this 21st day of Elul, of the 14th of September, 2025, we honor the life and legacy on Yahrzeit of Shimon Baker, Kenny Mervin Emzig, Esther Gertler, Toba Lippman, Felicia Rain, and Henry Rittersporn. Zichronam Livracha. May their memories be a blessing to us. Our griefs and our sympathies are mingled as we turn together to words sanctified by memory, words glorified by hope, joining together in the words of Kaddish Yatom. Please join me. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברה חירותה וימליך מלכותה, בחייכון וביומכון, ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יהא שמי רבה מברך לעולם ולעלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא. ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו. לעילא מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תשבחתה ונחמתה, דאמירן בעלמא ואמרו אמן. יהא שלמה רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and bring comfort and strength to all who remember. And together we say, Amen. And Boker Tov, I hope everyone has a meaningful and beautiful day as we make our way into this last week of the new year. Boker Tov, make it